Hey guys, welcome. This is Father Fragrance here. My name is Tyler, and today we're going to be doing our first ever full bottle review of a fragrance that, frankly, I think is fantastic. Like, this is something that can be used for all kinds of different things. I've been wearing it all winter. Lots of compliments, and I can't wait to talk about this with you. I just want to give a little background though. So this channel that I've come up with is really focused on trying to get men, right, adult men who are either tired of smelling like a middle school locker room, have no idea what they're doing with fragrance, or have been around it a long time and just want some input from somebody else who's willing to kind of take some of the time and, well, I guess some of their money, right, to go through those things for you, right? So that's kind of my idea. It's really focused on trying to up the game and help out in any way that I can with fragrance, because I think it's something that everybody can utilize in their daily life to just kind of further their self-image. It's just part, it's like an invisible accessory, right? And I just really want to be able to share some of my knowledge and experience with anybody who's willing to listen, I guess, for that. So today I'm going to be going over our first full bottle, like I said, and we'll get right into it. All right, so our first full bottle review is going to be this guy over here. This is Lattafa's Ameer Al Oudh Intense Oud. Kind of a mouthful, to be honest with you. It's like a really long name, but for the most part, you'll just see it referred to as Intense Oud. Now, I'm going to get a little closer here so we can kind of look at this bottle, right? Take a look at that. Kind of a cool bottle design. Honestly, it's got this, I don't want to sound ignorant here, but it almost looks like some kind of Arabic writing actually in the bottle, but I don't know for sure if I'm being fully transparent here. But it's pretty neat looking, actually, especially when I'll talk about the price here, and that's where it actually is quite interesting. You got this kind of cheap looking like golden cap, right? It's not really anything too special, but it is pretty heavy, so it does make it feel a little more luxurious, I guess, is a good word for that. As you can see, it's got this kind of gorgeous, almost like bourbon whiskey, right? Kind of a color to it. And that really kind of matches the smell too. Once I'll give you a shot of this and I'll kind of walk through the different notes that go with it. But it does have it has this really like warm, kind of cozy look to it. At least that's what I kind of describe as when I see it. But yeah, super basic though otherwise, but relatively nice. Nice thick glass here down at the bottom. It's a 100 milliliter bottle. I think that's the only one they sell. I don't think that there's anything other than the 100 milliliter bottle, but nothing too fancy. I didn't keep the box. I was gonna do that for a full presentation to go through that, but the box is literally just a white box with this like writing on top of it, and it says the exact same thing. So put that, I guess, in your head. That's what it looks like. Nothing special. I do like keeping some of the boxes, fragrance boxes, because they're kind of cool, honestly. This just wasn't one of them, to be honest. So super basic on that. All right, now for the good stuff, right? So I got me a trusty old tester strip here. We're gonna give this a fresh spray off the top, get an idea what that smells like. I'll give it a little bit of time to dry down as well, and then I'll kind of go over the notes that I'm getting off of that, right? Way I like to always do it is I explain maybe by describing a scene that comes to mind, an image, something like that, that makes it a little easier to smell, or make it a little easier to envision what it's gonna smell like when you actually do spray it. Instead of just reading off notes. Notes give you an idea what things are gonna smell like, but they don't tell the whole story, right? So that's why I like to kind of go through it like that. So first things first, let's get the juice out, give it a sniff, and see what this is all about. I already know I love this, so I'm pretty excited to do this one. Anyways, here we go. So let's do this. Honestly, not too bad atomizer, right? As you saw, it kind of pushes a good amount of juice out. I can already smell it. This thing is kind of a performance monster. Oh gosh, see, that's so nice, dude. Guys, like this smells so good. It's super woody right off the top, right? So I don't know if you know what oud is or not, but it's a wood that has, I think, some kind of like fungus in it, right? So it makes almost a strange funky smell to it in a lot of oud heavy fragrances. So a lot of people will see oud and they refer to it as a barnyard smell because it has almost like this woody funk on it. This is not an oud with a lot of funk in it at all. In fact, I would say none, right? A lot of people are scared when they see oud as a forward note, and if a fragrance is called intense oud, you're like, okay, dude, well, relax. I don't want to smell like, a horse or a cow or something. You know what I mean? Not even close, I promise you. But you do get this super nice woody right off the top, which is pretty unique actually. Usually you'll see that more usually in a mid or base note, but it's like immediate with this. Super nice, super nice. So it's already kind of drying down some, but in the very beginning, it's got this super sweet, super woody, and the wood smell is kind of smoky. So you have this kind of interesting sweet smoky smell with some wood in it. That's why I always explain this one smells to me like a fall evening or a winter evening. You got buddies over, your friends, your family, whatever, doesn't matter, and you're roasting marshmallows around the fire. To me, that's exactly what this smells like. It's got this sweet vanilla, smoky woods. It just smells cozy. Like people, when you wear this, will want to hug you. So if you ain't a people person, this one ain't for you. I'm just gonna be honest with you, all right? I would be careful with it. This thing, I wear this thing and strangers are telling me how good going out of their way to come find me. I had a lady, I was at like CVS, man, picking up diapers for my girls or something, I'm just at the checkout line and a lady comes and runs me down. She's walking behind me. She said, "Sir, I just got to tell you, you smell delicious." I said, "Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that, right?" Come on. Who doesn't like hearing that, right? It's, hey, you look nice today. You smell good. Like that stuff feels good, right? This is one of those fragrances going to get people to tell you that because it's just cozy, just so cozy. Like I said, it just feels like comfortable when you're by the fire roasting those marshmallows, man. You get that sweet in there. So it's super good. I just keep smelling it. It's just super nice. Family, like my wife loves this one. In fact, this one, right, fellas, this is one you could share with your wife or your girlfriend or whatever you got, right? This is a unisex fragrance. I'd say it's perfectly unisex. It might lean slightly masculine, but this is a pretty unisex fragrance. And I've had women want to wear this, men, it didn't matter. It's just good. It just is. So this is actually is a clone of Maison Margiela's in their Replica line. They have By the Fireside is what that's called. And that one I would say, if you're smelling them side by side, I don't have that here. I've smelled it 100 times. I know what it smells like, but I don't have it with me. But that one has more, I would say, photorealistic smoke smell to it, like almost like you've been around smoke for a while, like it's sitting on you kind of, which I love, don't get me wrong. But when we get into pricing, we'll talk about why this is so nice compared to that one, right? And that's one of the big things. This is maybe 10 times cheaper, right? So something to consider. I would say that is probably a little richer fragrance, a little more depth, but this one, man, you ain't gonna go wrong, okay? So I'll tell you what the official kind of notes are as well, just so you have them, and then we'll move on to performance and kind of where you would want to wear this, okay? So let's get it back into that. So for our notes, it's woody notes, right? Agarwood, so that's oud. Those are gonna be your top notes, which, like I said, isn't super normal, but comes off really nice on this. Then your mids, they say sugar and vanilla. That's obvious, very, very obvious when you smell that. And then finally, the base note, it's oud again. Sandalwood they have, and then just herbal notes. That could just be spices, things like that. But again, you're really mostly getting the sweet, that like sugary vanilla sweetness with the smoky oud. It's awesome. Okay, now let's talk about performance, right? So we know what it smells like. That's awesome. But if you've ever worn fragrances at all, you know that not all fragrances are created equally. And by that, I mean they don't all push, right? They don't all project, or they don't stay on you for very long compared to others. When that happens, that can be frustrating, especially if you've spent some good money on it, right? Good news about this one, this is borderline beast performance, right? So what I mean by that is, I mean sprayed a couple times, not very much. Even it's not an incredible atomizer, but it's pretty good. You spray this just a few times, it's going to stick on you for a long time. I mean, I got clothes that'll last days. Like, I like to spray it kind of on my collarbone area and on my neck, kind of, and up on that area, it'll still be there days after, maybe a week even, or longer, right? If I have, if you know, I got kids, right, and if I didn't catch up with the laundry, right, so it's good. The longevity is definitely there. Now, projection, right? How far is it gonna kind of create that little scent bubble? I'd say it's quite a few feet. Like, it's not a subtle fragrance, to be honest. That's why this is, you know, you got to be careful with that. The other thing is sillage, and that's going to be like kind of that trail that lingers behind you when you move around in the air, right? It's pretty good on that as well. Like I already told you, I had somebody chasing me down, and they were walking well behind me. So this thing definitely leaves this kind of like intoxicating scent trail. Like, I'm thinking of the cartoons, man, when somebody puts a pie up on the window to cool, and you got that scent trip, man. That's what this thing's doing. All right, it's got people trailing right behind you, smelling. It's awesome. So very good on that. So all things considered, performance wise, if this isn't a 10 out of 10, I would say like 9 out of 10, right? Like, I've had some that are bigger than this even, but this is still very good. It's not one that you want to do. You want to overdo. You can do that pretty easily with this one, okay? So when to wear this, right? So this is, I would say, almost exclusively fall, winter time, cooler days and nights, right? I have never worn this in the summertime, but I could only imagine that this would fill a room up, man. Like, if it was warm, this would be just everywhere. And that's not something you really want to do, right? You don't want to choke people out with your fragrance. That's not the point. Nobody wants to be around the cologne guy, right? No, you're good. You got to chill out with that. So when things are warm, they tend to move fragrances. The scents tend to move off more. It's almost like it's cooking it. Think about like anywhere, right? When you're in somewhere hot or sticky and sweaty, like, smells be smelling. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. So this is not one of those. Keep this in cold weather. Keep it when you need something to kind of push through that cold air. If you've ever been in cold air, it's a little harder to pick up scents. You know, your nose gets a little bit closed up, mucus, whatever, right? This helps cut through all that, and you'll still be able to smell it. Other people will smell it on you. So again, this one, fall, winter time, I would say exclusively. All right. So last and certainly not least, let's talk about pricing. So I don't know about y'all. Some of y'all probably do. You probably got all kinds of money you can throw out at this hobby and not have a care in the world. Whether you like the fragrance or not, you see something that sounds kind of nice, you just buy it and you're good to go. I ain't able to do that, right? It's just not my thing. So if you're not able to do that, right, one thing I would always recommend is going to smell the fragrance before you purchase it. If you don't, they call that blind buying, right? So you just buy something based on a review or something, and you're like, okay, that sounds good, let's do it. I don't really recommend that because people are so different when it comes to this hobby. And the fragrance smells great to some people and terrible to others, right? Any kind of little tiny note, like, people will pick certain notes out that other people won't, and it freaks them out, right? They just hate it, and other people love it. So that's why I don't usually recommend blind buying. However, there is a however. All right, this one right here, this bad boy runs you $15. I got this for $15. I think it goes anywhere from 15, 20, 25 bucks. Insane. right? So it's pretty blind buy safe. It smells really good. Most people aren't going to find this like super offensive. But let's say you do go out and buy this, $15 on anywhere you can buy stuff, Amazon, discounters, like fragrance discounters, anywhere, right? You're probably gonna be okay, right? Even if you hate it, 15 bucks, you're only down 15, you can gift this to somebody, and the chances are you'll be able to find somebody who likes it, right? So it's really not that bad. The other thing with these Middle Eastern fragrances like Lattafa or Mauve, Afnan, some of these other guys, you're not able to go find them to put your nose on them very easily, right? Like you ain't gonna be able to just go find this at Dillard's or Macy's or Sephora or Ulta or wherever. These guys you might find on like one of those little, like middle of the mall shops, some dude that's selling random stuff. Sometimes they got some of these Middle Eastern fragrances, but there's so many of them that the chances are that they're going to have the one you want, unless it's one of the absolute monsterly hyped up fragrances. Probably not that good, right? So in this case, it might be okay to do that, right? Considering this is, I don't exactly remember what the Replica is going for right now, but I would say, if I had to guess, probably 10 times this price. You know what I mean? So when you're looking at how this thing is comparing to what it's cloning, at least on the price front, gets pretty alluring, right? You see that and you're kind of like, oh my gosh, why don't I just try this? I'll tell you, for me, it was good enough. So I ran with this. I said, I'm good with that. Let's do it. So when it comes to pricing, this thing is about as good as it comes. Like I said, $15, 100 mil. This will last you a couple years, man. You're going to be all right. Okay, so just wrapping this up. Again, we did Lattafa's Ameer Al Oudh Intense Oud, also known as just Intense Oud, right? Went through everything, right? As far as how it smells, different notes in there, the performance, when to wear it, and then the price, right? All things considered, at $15, the way this smells like it should be a $150, $200 fragrance. It's borderline niche-y, meaning it's not like something you'll always smell out in the normal everyday, and it smells way more expensive than it actually is. So like way more. I love this fragrance. Can't recommend it enough. Like I said, 15 bucks. If this even kind of smells or sounds like something that'll tickle your fancy, I think you're safe here at taking a shot at this. And yeah, I would say 9 sniffs out of 10 on this bad boy. This is a really, really good fragrance. Really good price. Can't recommend it enough. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that. We'll be trying to get some more out pretty soon. I'm trying to, like I said, do 1-2 times a week with these, and as much as I can, to be honest with you. I'm a busy guy, got family, work, all that, but I really want to do this. It's something I really enjoy, and I would really love to hear what kind of things you would like to see, whether that's reviews, whether it's tips and tricks, like how to wear things, when to wear them, what is fragrance, like how, if you're somebody who's brand new to this, would you find something, would you find it kind of beneficial to know where to start, right? More than happy to. Just let me know down in the comments, comment, subscribe. I'll be getting more stuff out all the time. Keep an eye out. I have some segments going. I already started the SOTD Saturday. That's coming every Saturday. I give you what I'm wearing. I give you a 60-second breakdown of what it's all about. And just no frills. I don't, no superfluous kind of fluffy stuff. I'm going to tell you what it smells like and whether I like it or not, right? So just keep that, keep an eye out for that kind of stuff. And I really hope to see you guys back. I really appreciate it. Father Fragrance, my name's Tyler, and we'll see you next time. See you.